And now, the show you've been waiting for. From Channels TV's global headquarters, it's The Other News. And here's your host, Okey Bakassi.
Hello, people. Thank you for joining us on another exciting episode of The Other News. Pap has akara, Bole has fish, and Straight News has The Other News. My guest tonight is a man who has been winning the hearts of everyday Nigerians since the days of everyday people. Yeah, that's you and me. Ladies and gentlemen, Desmond Elliot is in the building! Later on the show, our correspondents, Dan the Humorous and Binta the Badmus, will be reporting on some very juicy matters. All that and more. But first, the other news headlines. President Buhari has revealed that he will continue to canvass for the revival of Lake Chad. Luckily, we got a picture of the president in action. Nice canvas, Mr. President. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has accused state governments opposing local government autonomy of incapacitating the council financially. Obasanjo described these governments as the enemy of the people. I guess what OBJ is trying to say is, keep your enemies close, but your local government funds closer. Well, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Abdulaziz, at a mental health workshop in Abuja, estimated that up to 40 million, or 1 in 5 Nigerians, were suffering mental disorders. So 1 in 5 Nigerians are mad. 3 in that 5 are people where they hustle. And the remaining 1 probably trying to go to Canada. Well, popular Nigerian musician Davido has appealed to family and fans to get him a 30 million naira wristwatch for his birthday. 30 million. Come on, let him do the 30 billion for the account. Nigeria's motto, as seen on our coat of arms, is fight to finish. No, that's the political version. Yeah. Our real motto, unity, faith, peace, and progress, has led to some of the most emotional moments in Nigerian history.
Nobody's ambition is worth the blood of any Nigerian.
That one was really very touching. Then,
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
Yeah, because though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood, sisterhood, and even politicshood we stand. But honestly, without unity, Nigeria will not be where it is today. For instance, if not for unity, how could a governor call a former governor a tribal bigot? Interestingly, the name caller resembles one guy that some people were calling religious bigot in 2017.
Many of the people making comments on this don't even know the history.
It seems forgotten history has a way of repeating itself. Okay, there might be religious and tribal bigotry, but that's it, nothing else.
Rather than north, south, or anything else, we are one party, one people, and we will move forward to get Buhari and Osinbajo out of power in 2019.
The opposition is threatening to unplug them.
Where is the power? Where is the power?
All right, okay, it's clear now. After all, it's normal for there to be small bigotry between opposing parties. Thankfully, the unity celebrated on our coat of arms can be found at least within different parties.
The National Working Committee upheld my election as the candidate of APC. So only the national chairman cannot come up and say the National Working Committee has accepted Hope Uzodinma. There was no election.
Huh? It's not even there. All right. Unity in Nigeria is just like Yahoo Yahoo. The more you look, the less you see. Surprisingly, with all this disunity, there are some areas that have miraculously defied the odds of tribe, religion, and political party. Areas like corruption, unfulfilled promises, unpaid salaries in all the 36 states. The unity among politicians is unshakable in those areas. We the people are united in plenty talk with no action. We unite to complain about government. Then when election time comes, we unite to do this. We better wake up. The beautiful thing about democracy is that we all have a part to play. Sadly, we do our part the way this chicken, they take play ball. Come on, score now. Score! Score! Unitedly making no progress. Let us be patriotic.
The pledge. I pledge to my Nigerian, my country, to the faithful. I am a lawyer for my country.
To be faithful, loyal, and honest. To defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. Because only God can help us. My guest tonight is a man who has more than proven himself in acting, directing, producing, and recently politicking. Ladies and gentlemen, here with us this evening in the studio is Desmond Elliott.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro. Yes, it's good you're here.
It's good to be here.
Yes.
It's good to be here.
Yes, if I cannot come to the chamber.
The chamber will come to you.
The chamber will come here.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. You are a man with a lot of goodwill. Then you find yourself in politics where people tend to see politicians as part of their problem. Yes. Would you say you've lost some of that, your goodwill, as a result of politics?
You know, the truth is, if everybody likes you, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're liked, everyone's just going, hey, okay, what's up, man? Oh, stupid man, foolish man. Do you understand? Yeah. So, and trust me, we live in a very big acting world called Nigeria. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know about losing, but for me, I think for every individual, the most important thing is fulfillment. When you are fulfilled in what you're doing or concerning whatever it is you're doing, film, music, politics, whatever it is, as long as you're fulfilled, then that's what really matters, because that means you're probably doing something right. So as a human being, you know, thank you. As a human being, I try my best to be fulfilled. At some point, even in politics, 2 years running into politics, I had a lot of people around me in terms of my think tank, which is very necessary to have. Yeah. And some were saying, oh, Honorable, it's too much. Don't do this, don't do that. And I'm like, listen, there is a reason why I'm here. And unless I fulfill it, I would not feel comfortable. So when it's time, it's always good. You know, we're a godly nation. So we're always talking God, everything we do. So whenever I feel that this is where God wants it to be, that's where it'll be.
At what point did you decide, I'm not too young to run, I want to go into politics?
In 93, 94, when MQ was running, that was where my interest at all in politics ever came. And
you were too young then?
No, too young.
94?
Not too young to run. I know young. I was done already.
To have developed interest in
come
politics.
on, I was done with secondary school. What are we talking about?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're
I was headed towards the university. They know now. Everybody
okay.
calls me Uncle now, saying, what for you? Anyways, but...
Anyway, you don't have issues with your credentials, so go ahead.
But
it's not for you to react, just go ahead.
No, I'm okay. No issues with my credentials.
Yeah, no, just go ahead. That's why I said, go ahead.
But the most important thing was MK Abiola was a major factor. Yeah. I mean, I was always watching his interviews and all that. He was a philanthropist. I read about his history. I got interested in the fact that someone could be nice, someone hated a long time ago, because in the 70s, late 70s and 80s, they felt he was siphoning, he was a capitalist, he was a this. And yet, here in the 90s, he was loved. Yeah. You know, and he was truly loved. And this was someone who was of a Western Yoruba descent, but yet north, south, east, west, everybody wanted him.
So it's safe to say he was your political mentor?
You could start that was the beginning of my birth into, so I'd always followed up.
All right, that's when you hold it there. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We are getting excited. We are getting warmed up. All right, don't go anywhere. You've been enjoying this wonderful interview with the great Desmond Elliot. Don't go anywhere. It's the other news, and we are back to that discussion. An Oscar and being the governor of Lagos State, which one would you choose? Being an Oscar winner, being an Oscar winner and the governor of Lagos State. Because one is the height of your entertainment career, and the other one is big politically.
Well, truth is,
if you were to choose,
the honest truth is,
you're waiting.
Okay, so I'm stuttering now, eh?
Yeah.
No, but without question,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say being a governor of Lagos State, but the truth is, having more opportunities to touch more lives, to me, is more important. Otherwise, I'll probably just stick to my acting. That's not to say acting is bad. Acting is perfect. I mean, I still love it. I dream it. But, when there's a bigger calling, so to speak, in the fact that you think there's so much more you can give, and politically, the platform is bigger because you reach out to more people. People have access more to you. So, it's bigger for me.
Things like copyright laws that will protect the entertainment industry and help create more jobs. Laws like that will help. But here we are talking more about hate speech.
Yes.
And how to prosecute and arrest people for hate speech.
Yes.
And we are not pushing things that protect.
Matter.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
what's your take about that?
My take is that's the situation we find ourselves today. Everybody's bothered about things that are not necessary and important. The industry that brought Nigeria to the forefront of the whole world, all right?
Yeah.
Which is entertainment, music, film, comedy, is dying. And then we're all just doing nothing about it. And then we're just there abusing ourselves, talking about what tribe and religion we are from, which to me is not necessary. Let people live. Let people eat, which is the most important.
I like you. You're very intelligent. You're very... Okay. For young people who are watching you and who have been your fans as an actor and probably now your fans as a politician, what is the role of a state legislature in our democracy today?
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Firstly, everything that has to do with your money, as far as it goes into the coffers of the government, is the business of your representative, which is the state legislator.
Okay.
I repeat again, your money as a taxpayer, money that comes from the federal allocation, money that comes from anything, as long as that money and any investment Lagos State, let me use Lagos State as an example, every and any investment Lagos State has done on behalf, or any government has done on behalf of Lagos State, is the business of the legislator to know. Every building that belongs to the state is the business of the legislator to do oversight or carry oversight functions on. In other words, every money they spend in building anything, it's our job to call whoever the contractor, from the contractor to the commissioner, to whoever it is, to ask, how are you spending the people's money? What have you done it for? So all those things are.
So if I'm not happy that I'm paying toll gate, for example, I should approach my legislator and say, why are we still paying this toll gate?
Fine. It's your job. We are called, you see, because okay.
No, that will be yours now.
No, yeah. So okay, we now call Desmond and say, Desmond, why do they? And I ask, my question will be, okay, what local government are you? Where do you reside? You say, I'm from where? Who now going? Abia says, now I'm go to your state. Go and answer your question.
No, but
you reside here. You pay your tax here. Okay, I said, don't worry. Where do you stay? By the way, you say, I'm anytime you come to Surulere, come and call me. Or you go, you say, this Desmond is difficult.
So it's a case of jurisdiction.
No, I'm just kidding now. Okay, I'm kidding.
So you're saying
I'm just messing with you. But seriously, important matters like that.
Don't mess with me. Don't touch this topic.
Important matters like that. Honestly, you tell us.
Yeah.
And then it's my job to now say, take it up at the house. And I'll speak to, the principal officers, my colleagues. We talk about it. We make it as a motion or a matter of public urgent importance, public importance or something. Or if it's a law that we need to turn. That's how those things, laws come out.
There's this allegation that you're trying to leave. That you've been doing some exams to leave us and relocate.
But I'm still here.
Yeah, but how
I did it.
that?
I did it. Years ago, and okay, because people, there are certain things. You have family issues, and the issue in this case is I have a son, my third son, who has special needs, and whilst I was still acting, my family were in the States for like a year to do that. I brought them back home. They went to South Africa as well, brought them back home. And he's growing, and I need a more stable place. So I felt, I could do this for him. All right. The rest of his brothers are still here, but then he's getting better care. And come on, if I have better care here, why not?
Why can't we have better care here?
Okay, I didn't cause the problem. I'm here to try and find a solution. Okay? Not be me cause the problem. Let's go back to Azik and the rest of them. Why are we still like this in this country?
Desmond, you've become a politician.
Bros, but why are we still like this? Tell me. Why can't my youths graduate and get jobs?
Like this, we go day.
If you ask me now, who I go ask? So we're doing it. We're doing it.
Thank you so very much, Desmond,
thank you, sir,
for making our time today to be with us. There are so many things that can make the temperature of law-abiding Nigerian citizens rise like Ijebu Gari. Our special correspondent, Binta finds out what these things are in a new segment we call Binta Takes the Temperature.
Niger not they carry last. That is something we hear and say all the time. People even print on their clothes so that Nigerians not go forget. Well, we all know say Niger not they carry last. But do we know why Niger not they carry last? And which position will they carry? In search of answers, I asked average Nigerians, why Niger not they carry last? Tell us, what does Niger not they carry last mean to you?
A typical Nigerian will just get stranded no matter where he is. That's why we just came out with that slogan that we don't carry last because somehow we always win.
Basically, it means that in everything we do not come first, but of course we don't carry last.
We have a hustling spirit. We work hard despite whatever is going on. We are tenacious people. We are hardworking people. So I guess that's where that came from.
Considering the fact that we faced a lot of things, you still see Nigerians still surviving. I believe if it's in other countries, there won't be a country like this. It won't be able to withstand the troubles, the problems we've passed through.
We are always good at everything. In the bad ways, we are good. In the good ways, we are good.
It's a do or die affair. Like I have to win, no matter what, no matter the situation of the country, no matter what anybody thinks about me, no matter the challenge, I just have to survive. I just have to win.
Mention one thing when Nigeria they carry first at.
Wow.
Can I say it?
If it's about corruption, Nigeria is number one.
Our tenacity, I guess.
We are so religious that even when someone is dying, they even still tell you to pray for him instead of taking it to the hospital first.
Are we just giant of Africa or?
I would say we just big for nothing.
Sure, we are giant of Africa now. You can see it now. We are giant of Africa to an extent.
Of course we're not the giant of Africa. Of course we're not. We're not.
No matter how bad it may seem, the grass is greener on the other side. When you get there, you see their problems. It's as simple as that.
No, we're just big for nothing. I mean, so many African nations are, running past us. Rwanda is doing great. The economy is doing great. SA has always been there. Now Ghana is, we are envying them right now. So for now, we're not any giant of Africa right now.
Nigeria is blessed with enough mineral resources. If they can major on that, maybe we would be a great country. Maybe we'll be the giant of Africa that we claim to be. And also agriculture, we have good soil. But then we have oil, we have a lot of things, but then the government just doesn't seem to pay attention to all that. They just pay attention to some other things.
Nigerians have spoken. And after all the talk, truly, Niger not they carry last. We are 140 out of 195 in healthcare, 145 out of 190 in the ease of doing business, 148 out of 180 in corruption perception. And of course, we are number one in jollof rice. So, but don't you think it's high time that Nigeria changes from Niger not they carry last to we suppose they carry first? Now, if you believe this message and you think Nigerians suppose they carry first, then send us a hashtag at the other news with those things that Nigeria suppose they carry first at and how we should go about them. Remember, hashtag Nigeria suppose they carry first. Till then, I am Binta Badmus for the other news.
For all of you sleeping on top of bicycle, it's still the other news. The deadline for political parties to decide their candidate for the 2019 election is around the corner. Most candidates seem to be making good time, but others need Google Maps because they seem to have lost their sense of direction. For more on this, we'll return to our senior political gossip correspondent, Dan D Humorous.
Well, let me begin today's adumbration by using an American saying in the 19th century that says that players gonna play, haters gonna hate, and politicians will continue to have issues and disputes to resolve. That was why INEC, in its wisdom, gave 7th of October 2018 for parties to conduct primaries and resolve the issues that will arise thereof. And still, we are gracious enough to extend up to November 17 for Presidential and National Assembly and December 1st for state governorship and House of Assembly. Should there be any substitution or injury time or even penalty shootout? Yet, situations like this will never let the process be great. Now, okay, these kind of situations are the things that are tantamount to politically suicidal moves that leads to the concept of anogogrism.
What is the meaning of anogogrism?
Okay, if you go to the village, these men will play draft. Once somebody makes move that you don't like, or you are playing tennis, and somebody makes one kind of serving that you don't like, you scatter the board. That's the concept of anogogrism. If it doesn't favor you, you scatter the place. And if you know, like that church song they used to sing, from east to west, from north to south. Instead of there is no other God, now you now put, there is anogogrism, oh, it's everywhere. From Imo to Ogun, from Zamfara to Delta, you name it, anogogrism all over the place. Now let me hit you one by one.
Hit me.
Good. It started with NYSC Wahala. Adebayo Shitu. His party gave him what is called the au revoir treatment. Bye-bye, no contest. They say, why? He said, you don't have NYC certificate. He said, no problem. He now shouted, no be only me follow, oh. You know, he's from Oyo, so he do, no be only me follow, oh. And they say, who else follow, oh. He said, see, Kwara follow, PDP. You too, you don't have a NYC certificate. But somehow, PDP seems to be silent about it. INEC seems to be silent about it. Everywhere is just silent.
What is it quiet in the ruling party?
Oh! I would have answered it too, but the national chairman, Osho Baba, has already helped us to answer the question.
And the answer is?
He said there can be no graveyard silence in APC, that then they hot, now then they rain. So therefore, it must be a stadium that must be doing there. And if you look at it, noise everywhere. Imo State has 2 governorship candidates. All of them holding individual court order. See my own. INEC self is confused. River State has one person laying claim to the party, another person as a candidate. Ogun is just doing like this. Zamfara, Z on the list, so they are down. INEC have kuku lock up on them. But them, they are having faith till now, calling those things that be not as though they were. The bottom line is, whether you are on the side of the aggrievees or the aggressors, who, by the way, okay?
Who is aggrievee?
Oh, I did not tell you. Those who are not, let me tell you, aggrievee, okay, is somebody that has been aggrieved over a grievance that was put upon him by an aggriever. Do you understand? And on the other hand, an aggriever is somebody who caused a grievance to aggrieve an aggrievee. Do you understand? So, whether you're on the side of the aggriever or the aggrievee, who will be the candidate for each party when the window closes will be decided by INEC and within the ambit of the law. So, politicians, please do not heat up the already heated up politics. In fact, the environment is heated. Lagos is 32 degrees here. You people want to kill us with more temperature. So, please, if the window should close or when the window should close and you are being shut out, like one of the 5 foolish virgins, please chop your L quietly.
Thank you very much, Dan. This brings us to the end of another fantastic episode. Yeah, you, Yes, you can be a part of our live studio audience by calling the numbers on your screen. And you can reach out to us across all our social media platforms. Our handle remains The Other News CTV. Our people say, if you want to go quickly, go alone. Or if you want to go far, go together. My name is Okey. Nigeria for life.
You go do this.